Hey, I'm sitting here doing a reaction. The title of the reaction is "The Man Who Exposed the Crips and Bloods and CIA Connection to Crack Cocaine." When I started it off, I said, man, they might mention two of my partners, Rick or Melvin. I'm about 5 minutes in and they just mentioned Rick Ross, man. What you got to say about the CIA and crack cocaine real quick? Just give me a couple seconds.
It was some fucked up shit that the government was willing to sacrifice the black community to raise money for a war in Nicaragua.
Next with Nip Hustle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
All that and then some to the income. Hit these YouTube streets, find a corner and bend one, pull up on Cam Capone News and Prince Miller, a member of the legendary Supreme Team, reformed. He made it clear in here he's not about, glorifying that life, but he is sharing experiences for the purpose of hopefully deterring younger or others and just object lessons, man. If you don't know about their story in general, go do your research, man. I ain't gonna spend the time. But for those that know and would like to know, with no further ado, let's see what Prince Miller say them boys have been up to.
Okay, can you take me through an average day in the Supreme Team?
Yeah, before I do that, I want to say to you, I'm talking to you, but I'm not. What I'm not into is the glorification of that lifestyle. I'm talking to you to answer your questions. But my thing is, in answering your questions, it could maybe help people not do and not follow in my footsteps. So, because a lot of times these podcasters make a big deal about somebody speaking about their past, but they don't never speak about the things they've been doing in their present. And so me speaking to you, not you per se, I'm talking about other people, because I've spoken before and we've talked and answered questions about what I did in the past. And the first thing they say is, he's talking about this, he glorifying this, glorifying that. Well, you have to speak about the past in order to show them what you're doing in the present and showing the difference between who you are now. So I don't mind answering your questions. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that to you, that I'm quite sure you know as a podcaster, you've seen people talk about, hey man, they glorifying this, they glorify that, they glorify this. Nobody's proud. No intelligent person who lived that lifestyle for real would be proud of the way he might have lived or just want to come home and glorify his past. But you have to speak about everything when you're talking. And so that's why I'm answering your.
Everybody is not as intelligent as you may assume, though. So there may be some people proud. If you say it's a lack of intelligence that will cause them to be such, there are a lot of people that are not intelligent.
Questions. But now, what was that question again?
I hear that for sure, man. That's definitely important. I mean, you did 34 years, man. And man, if that's not a deterrent for somebody, I can't imagine what is, man. Yeah, that's a lot of your life that you sacrificed.
Hey, Cam, let me tell you something. 34 years and 6 months. Don't even give me no shorts. I'm gonna give it all to you, right? Okay. That is almost 35 years. That is a lot of time.
Lil Spider been gone about 34 years. Free the SPIs 1, 2, and 4. Damn.
I did more time than Nelson Mandela, except I did it for the wrong reasons. He was in there, he was a political prisoner. But my point is that is a lot of time to make you think and sit back and analyze the way you lived. Although I wouldn't wish that on nobody. But I don't mind speaking about the past, because you got people today who really still think that lifestyle is the way to go, selling drugs. So I can tell you, back in our time when we were selling drugs, it was a little different. And we were selling and getting into that lifestyle, and it's not caked up to what people think it is. But at the same token, we did a lot of damage, but we also helped a lot of people. And a lot of people learned from us
Most of these kingpins that you hear their names and they be ringing bells. Then they do these long stretches, and then you hear their story and realize how long their actual run of success was for a very short period of time. I even believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe the movie Scarface, that movie was even based on a period of time in Tony Montana's life that was less than a year. So a lot of times it'd be a quick rise and fall, and a lot of people believe it was worth it to have experience what they experience and live like they live. They don't feel like they cheated themselves.
A lot of people went different ways. There's times when we told people with us, yo, this ain't for you, man. Get out of here, man. Go to school. Yo, this ain't for you. There's times when when certain holidays come around, we would give out food to people. I paid a lot of people's rents, you know what I'm saying, to be honest with you. But that don't excuse the fact that I've sold drugs, you know. And so back in those times, it was different. It was a little more nostalgic than it is now. You know what I'm saying? I will say that, you know what I'm saying? You had a little bit more principles in certain areas of what you did. At the time, you couldn't sell in New York at that time unless you were with certain people. You know, that's why a lot of people left New York and went elsewhere. Not only because it was lucrative somewhere else, but because they couldn't really hang out in certain neighborhoods and do what they was doing because you had to be a part of a certain clique or crew or something. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But Supreme Team was more organized. We went over into we had ours more organized. We turned it more into an organized thing than just out there just getting money. We organized our crew. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, how did that come into everything?
Well, you know, when my uncle was very charismatic, and he never thought that he would be doing this for the rest of his life. His thing was, we in this for a little while, we getting out. And so when I came home and he got locked up, you know, he gave me the reins, and I started organizing it a little better, a little more, and whatnot. But when you organize crime, it brings more attention as well. You feel me? And when he got locked up in the state, they ended up taking him to the feds, and he ended up, you know, going to the feds. But when he got locked up, he was charged with running a continuing criminal enterprise. When I got locked up, they charged us with RICO because we organized it and we made it more into organized crime. Now, mind you, that RICO statute don't necessarily fit every crime. They give RICO now to the regular gangs on the street now, and that don't even fit for real because they're not organized crime. But that was just the way to lock them up. In our case, when they locked up our half of the Supreme Team, we were actually organized crime. It was a true bill. So what I did was come home and I took it and I organized it in a certain way, and I made it so that, you know, you had lieutenants, and Supreme always had lieutenants, but I organized it in a way where, you know, it was it was more organized crime type of thing. You feel me? So, yeah.
Okay, can you take me through an average day in the Supreme Team?
An average day, you said?
Yeah, that was the question to start off with, Hobie. You went way around the corner. Cam just sit there and let you get all that off like that's content. Back to the question. Yeah, let's go.
Yep.
At what year? In the beginning, the middle, the end?
Probably like towards the middle and the end.
Let's see, man. You know, me personally, I got up every morning. I come out and I go around the way and I check out all the spots that's nearby, because we had places all the way from Long Island to Queensbridge to we had spots everywhere. And contrary to what people think, we sold weight. We didn't just sell on the street level. We had weight as well, and some people would buy weight from us, but they would be a part of the team, and we would protect them. We had security. We had lieutenants. We had areas under control. It was 24-hour, 7 days a week, man.
Okay, now, you had mentioned going to jail and coming home. Did anything change when you came home? Was the neighborhood different? You know, did you see any changes?
You talking about this time I came home? You talking about when I came home?
Back then.
Back then? Are you speaking about me being home now? Did I see are you talking about way back in the days?
I was talking about back then when you came home.
Oh, yeah.
And,
well, when I came home, Preem had to, when I left to go upstate, Preem was on the 150th Street, him, Fat Cat, different people. They were working for people. I was working for somebody. When I went to prison and came home, Preem had his own crew, Cat had his own crew, and they were the main ones. And Corley, everybody, it was like three.
It was ran by Preem and ran by Cat. That sounds familiar.
Main crews. Then you had, on the farmer side, you had other people over there as well, right? You know, everything was broke up into crews or big names, and they ran areas. Everything was segmented, where there's only certain crews had certain areas in Queens. Queens was chopped up, and you had to be with these people. You wasn't. That's how it was. Now you had some other people in between. You had Hillside Avenue. You had others up on New York Boulevard. But for the most part, it was just certain crews and certain cliques and stuff. Yeah.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.
Shout out to Cam Capone. Shout out to Prince Miller. I know he gave that speech about his desire to be positive, and that's why he's sharing his stories. However, after listening to him right there, maybe we just got to go over to Cam Capone and see the full interview, because that seems just like shooting the shit, sharing about my heyday when it was popping. Of course, we can't really say what he was really going to wind it up with, because it was a very short clip. He may well was trying to make an object lesson, but I don't know. I believe when you sacrifice so much of your life for such small bit of time being glory, I think as you do that time, even though you might regret it, I think it's natural to want to receive some type of acknowledgement, praise for what you did, what you established. I think we see it in Meech. I think Rick Ross, even though he's come out and spoke against the government and all that, I think shout out to Rick Ross, appreciates the reputation that he has as a kingpin. So I don't know if this dude is just saying that because he think he's supposed to say that, but shout out to him, respect to him. I know he a legend, and if you want to go see the whole interview, go on over there to Count Capone. Jeter.
Let me get you on camera. Where you from?
California.
No, for real. Leave it on. Serious though.
Watts, baby.
I know where you from though. Where you from?
Eastside PJ Watts.
I'm from Grace 2 House, nigga.
Right.
They call you, homie.
Big Slice.
Big Slice.
Yes, yes.
All right, nigga. They call me Puto, cuz.
Right.
You wasn't that person. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.